How to build financial confidence when you know nothing. Are you tired of feeling lost, stressed, or even ashamed about money? What if I told you that you don't need to be a financial genius or have a fat bank account to take control of your future? In this audio, I'm going to reveal the exact steps to transform your financial fears into unshakable confidence, even if you're starting from absolute zero. By the end of this audio, you'll walk away with a clear, actionable plan to master your money, no matter how little you know right now. You'll discover how to crush debt, build a savings cushion that gives you peace of mind, and start investing like a pro, all without feeling overwhelmed. I'll share secrets to rewire your mindset, turn financial chaos into clarity, and unlock a sense of freedom that lets you live life on your terms. Stick with me until the end, and you'll feel empowered to take your first step toward a future where money isn't a source of stress but a tool to build your dreams. Don't miss this, it's the moment you stop feeling stuck and start feeling unstoppable. As you watch, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and enable the notification bell so you'll be alerted whenever we upload a new audio. Financial confidence is something many people crave but often feel is out of reach, especially when they're starting from scratch with little to no knowledge about money management. The idea of taking control of your finances can seem daunting when terms like diversification, compound interest, or credit score sound like a foreign language. But building financial confidence isn't reserved for experts or those with a head start. It's a skill anyone can develop, no matter how little they know at the outset. The key is to approach it with curiosity, patience, and a willingness to learn step by step. This journey doesn't require a finance degree or a hefty bank account, just a commitment to understanding the basics and applying them consistently. Let's walk through how to build financial confidence from the ground up, starting with the mindset and practical steps that can transform uncertainty into empowerment. The first step to building financial confidence is to shift your mindset about money. Many people who feel clueless about finances carry a sense of shame or fear, believing they're bad with money or that financial success is for other people. This is a trap. Everyone starts somewhere, and the fact that you're seeking to learn already puts you ahead of the curve. Begin by accepting that you don't need to know everything right away. Financial knowledge is cumulative, and small, consistent efforts will compound over time, much like interest in a savings account. Replace self-doubt with curiosity. Instead of thinking, "I'll never understand this," ask, "What can I learn today?" This simple reframing opens the door to progress. It's also helpful to let go of comparisons. Social media and societal pressures can make it seem like everyone else has their financial life together, but the truth is, most people are figuring it out as they go. Focus on your own journey, and recognize that every step forward is a victory. Once you've adjusted your mindset, the next practical move is to get a clear picture of your current financial situation. This can feel intimidating, especially if you suspect your finances are a mess, but clarity is the foundation of confidence. Start by gathering basic information. How much money is coming in each month, how much is going out, and where it's going. If you're not sure where to begin, look at your bank statements or paycheck stubs. Write down your monthly income after taxes. This is your take-home pay. Then, track your expenses for a month. You don't need fancy tools for this. A notebook, a spreadsheet, or even a free budgeting app will do. Categorize your spending into essentials like rent, groceries, and utilities, and non-essentials like dining out or subscriptions. The goal isn't to judge yourself but to understand your money flow. Many people are surprised to discover how much they spend on small, recurring purchases, like daily coffee runs, that add up over time. This exercise isn't about restriction yet, it's about awareness. Knowing exactly where your money goes gives you a starting point to make intentional choices. With a clearer picture of your income and expenses, you can start creating a basic budget. A budget isn't a punishment, it's a tool to align your spending with your goals. If you've never budgeted before, keep it simple. One popular approach is the 50-30-20 rule. Allocate 50% of your income to necessities, housing, bills, food, 30% to wants, entertainment, hobbies, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. If those percentages don't work for your situation, say, if you live in a high-cost area or have significant debt, adjust them to fit your reality. The point is to create a plan that feels manageable. For example, if you notice you're spending $200 a month on takeout, you might decide to cut that in half and redirect the savings to an emergency fund. Budgeting builds confidence because it puts you in the driver's seat. You're no longer wondering where your money went, you're deciding where it goes. Speaking of emergency funds, this is one of the first financial goals to prioritize. Life is unpredictable. Car repairs, medical bills, or job loss can happen without warning. An emergency fund is a savings cushion to cover unexpected expenses, so you don't have to rely on credit cards or loans. Start small. Aim to save $500 to $1,000 in a separate savings account. If that feels overwhelming, break it down. Save $25 a week or $100 a month. The key is consistency. Automate transfers to your savings account if possible, so the money moves before you're tempted to spend it. Having even a small emergency fund reduces stress and builds confidence because you know you have a safety net. Over time, you can work towards saving 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses, but don't let that big number paralyze you. Every dollar saved is progress. Debt can be one of the biggest obstacles to financial confidence, especially if it feels like a mountain you'll never climb. If you have debt, whether it's student loans, credit card balances, or medical bills, don't panic. The first step is to list all your debts, including the total amount owed, interest rates, and minimum monthly payments. This can be uncomfortable, but it's empowering to face the numbers head-on. There are 2 common strategies for paying off debt: the snowball method and the avalanche method. The snowball method involves paying off your smallest debt first while making minimum payments on others, then rolling that payment into the next smallest debt. This approach builds momentum and motivation through quick wins. The avalanche method focuses on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, saving you money in the long run. Choose the method that feels most motivating to you. Either way, paying off debt boosts your confidence because it frees up your income for other goals and reduces financial stress. While tackling debt, it's also important to understand credit and how it impacts your financial life. Your credit score is a number that reflects your creditworthiness, affecting your ability to get loans, credit cards, or even rent an apartment. If you're new to this, check your credit score through free services like Credit Karma or directly through your bank. Scores range from 300 to 850, with higher scores indicating better credit. If your score is low or you have no credit history, don't worry, building credit is straightforward. Start by paying bills on time, as payment history is the biggest factor in your score. If you have a credit card, use it sparingly and pay the balance in full each month to avoid interest. If you don't have a credit card, consider a secured card, which requires a deposit but helps you build credit. Understanding and improving your credit score gives you confidence because it opens doors to better financial opportunities, like lower interest rates on loans. As you get comfortable with budgeting and managing debt, it's time to dip your toes into saving for the future. This is where many beginners feel lost, as terms like investing or retirement accounts can sound complex. Start with the basics. If your employer offers a retirement plan like a 401k, especially with a company match, contribute at least enough to get the full match. It's essentially free money. If you don't have access to a 401k, look into an individual retirement account (IRA). You don't need to understand every detail right away, just know that these accounts let your money grow over time through investments. A simple way to start is by choosing a low-cost, diversified option like a target date fund, which automatically adjusts your investments based on your age. The key is to start small and let time work its magic through compound interest, where your earnings generate more earnings. Even $50 a month invested consistently can grow significantly over decades. This step builds confidence because it shifts your mindset from just surviving to building wealth. Investing might sound scary when you're starting from nothing, but it's more accessible than you think. You don't need thousands of dollars or a finance background to begin. Many platforms now allow you to invest with as little as $10. Apps like Acorns, Robinhood, or Betterment make it easy to start small. Focus on low-cost, diversified investments like index funds or exchange-traded funds (ETFs), which track the overall market and reduce risk compared to picking individual stocks. The stock market can feel like a roller coaster, but historically, it grows over time. For example, the S&P 500, a broad market index, has averaged about 7% annual returns after inflation over the long term. Don't try to time the market or chase hot stocks. Stick to steady, long-term investments. The more you learn about investing, the more confident you'll feel, as you'll see your money working for you rather than sitting idle. Education is a powerful tool for building financial confidence. The more you learn, the less mysterious money becomes. You don't need to read dense finance textbooks to get started. There are countless beginner-friendly resources available. Books like The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins or I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi break down complex concepts into actionable steps. Podcasts like The Money Guy Show or Planet Money offer digestible insights. YouTube channels and blogs can also be great, but be cautious of get-rich-quick schemes or overly complex advice. Stick to reputable sources that emphasize long-term strategies over flashy promises. Dedicate a small amount of time each week to learning, say, 30 minutes reading or listening to a podcast. Over time, you'll notice that financial jargon starts to make sense, and you'll feel more comfortable making decisions. One often overlooked aspect of financial confidence is protecting what you're building. Life is unpredictable, and unexpected events can derail even the best plans. Beyond an emergency fund, consider basic protections like insurance. If you rent, renter's insurance is affordable and covers your belongings in case of theft or damage. If you have dependents, look into term life insurance, which is often inexpensive for young, healthy people. Health insurance is also critical, as medical bills are a leading cause of financial stress. If you're unsure where to start, check if your employer offers these benefits or research affordable options through government marketplaces. Knowing you're protected against worst-case scenarios gives you peace of mind, which is a cornerstone of financial confidence. Another key to confidence is setting clear, achievable goals. Without goals, it's easy to feel aimless or overwhelmed. Think about what you want your money to do for you. Maybe it's paying off a specific debt, saving for a vacation, buying a home, or retiring early. Break these goals into short-term 1 to 2 years, medium-term 3 to 5 years, and long-term 10+ years categories. For each goal, estimate how much you'll need and when you want to achieve it. Then, work backward to figure out how much to save or invest each month. For example, if you want to save $6,000 for a vacation in 2 years, that's $250 a month. Seeing your goals written down and knowing you have a plan to reach them makes the process feel less abstract and more attainable. As you make progress, it's important to avoid common pitfalls that can erode confidence. One is lifestyle inflation, spending more as your income grows. If you get a raise, try to save or invest at least half of it rather than upgrading your car or apartment right away. Another pitfall is falling for scams or too good to be true investments. If someone promises guaranteed high returns with no risk, run the other way. Stick to proven strategies like diversified investing and avoid putting all your money in one place, whether it's a single stock, cryptocurrency, or a hot tip from a friend. Finally, don't let setbacks, like a market dip or an unexpected expense, discourage you. Financial confidence comes from resilience, not perfection. Learn from mistakes and keep moving forward. Building financial confidence also means knowing when to seek help. You don't have to do this alone. If your finances are complex or you're feeling stuck, consider talking to a professional. A fee-only financial advisor, who charges a flat rate rather than commissions, can provide unbiased guidance. Look for someone with credentials like Certified Financial Planner (CFP). If that's not in your budget, many nonprofit organizations offer free or low-cost financial counseling. Even talking to a trusted friend or family member who's good with money can provide clarity. The key is to avoid isolation. Reaching out shows strength, not weakness, and can accelerate your progress. Consistency is the glue that holds all these steps together. Financial confidence doesn't come from a single big win but from small, repeated actions. Whether it's saving $10 a week, paying an extra $50 toward debt, or reading one article about investing, these habits build momentum. Celebrate small victories along the way. Maybe you paid off a credit card or stuck to your budget for a month. These moments reinforce your belief that you can manage your money effectively. Over time, you'll notice a shift. What once felt overwhelming becomes second nature. You'll start to see yourself as someone who's capable with money, not because you know everything, but because you've built a system that works for you. Another aspect to consider is the emotional side of money. Finances aren't just numbers, they're tied to your values, fears, and dreams. Reflect on what money means to you. Is it security, freedom, the ability to help others? Understanding your why can keep you motivated when the process feels slow or challenging. For example, if your goal is to travel the world, every dollar you save brings you closer to that dream. If security is your priority, building an emergency fund or paying off debt can feel deeply satisfying. Connecting your financial choices to your personal values makes the process more meaningful and less like a chore. As you grow more confident, you might start exploring advanced topics like tax optimization or real estate investing. But don't rush into these until you've mastered the basics. A solid foundation, budgeting, saving, debt management, and basic investing, sets you up to tackle more complex strategies with confidence. For now, focus on progress over perfection. You don't need to be a financial genius to feel in control. You just need to take one step at a time, learning as you go. Over months and years, these steps will compound into a sense of mastery and peace of mind. One practical tip for staying on track is to schedule regular, money dates with yourself. Once a month, set aside 30 minutes to review your budget, check your savings progress, and assess your goals. This habit keeps you accountable and prevents small issues, like overspending or missed bills, from snowballing. It also reinforces your confidence as you see tangible progress, like a growing savings balance or a shrinking debt. If you share finances with a partner, involve them in these check-ins. Open communication about money can prevent misunderstandings and align your goals, making the process feel like a team effort. Technology can also be a powerful ally. Beyond budgeting apps, consider tools like personal finance trackers that sync with your bank accounts to give you a real-time view of your finances. Many banks offer free tools to analyze your spending patterns or set savings goals. For investing, robo-advisors can manage your portfolio for a low fee, taking the guesswork out of choosing investments. These tools simplify the process, so you can focus on learning and decision-making rather than getting bogged down in details. Just be sure to research any app or platform to ensure it's secure and reputable. As you build financial confidence, you'll likely notice benefits beyond your bank account. People who feel in control of their finances often report less stress, better relationships, and more freedom to pursue their passions. Money stops being a source of anxiety and becomes a tool to support the life you want. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but it's within reach for anyone willing to start where they are. You don't need to know everything about finance to begin, you just need to know enough to take the next step. And with each step, your confidence will grow, not because you've mastered every detail, but because you've proven to yourself that you're capable of learning and improving. The beauty of building financial confidence is that it's a self-reinforcing cycle. Each small win, whether it's sticking to a budget, paying off a bill, or understanding a new concept, makes you feel more capable, which motivates you to keep going. Over time, you'll move from feeling clueless to competent, and eventually, to confident. The journey starts with a single decision: to take control, however small the first step may be. So, start today. Look at your bank account, write down one financial goal, or read a short article about saving. You don't need to know it all, you just need to begin. The journey to financial confidence is a marathon, not a sprint, and the beauty of it lies in its accessibility to anyone willing to take that first step, no matter how small. As you begin to embrace the process of learning about money, you'll discover that financial confidence isn't about having all the answers or a bulging bank account. It's about developing a sense of control, making informed choices, and trusting yourself to handle whatever financial challenges come your way. Let's dive deeper into the strategies, habits, and mindsets that can transform your relationship with money, even if you're starting with no knowledge at all. This continuation will explore practical steps, psychological insights, and real-world applications to help you build a robust foundation of financial confidence that grows stronger with time. One of the most empowering realizations for beginners is that financial confidence doesn't require you to become a Wall Street wizard or a math genius. It's about mastering the basics and applying them consistently in your own life. After you've started tracking your income and expenses and created a simple budget, the next step is to refine your understanding of cash flow. Cash flow is the movement of money in and out of your accounts, and managing it effectively is like learning to steer a ship. You don't need to know how the engine works to keep it on course. Look at your budget and identify areas where you can optimize. For example, are there subscriptions you rarely use? Can you negotiate a lower phone bill or switch to a cheaper insurance plan? These small tweaks can free up cash to put toward your goals, whether that's paying off debt, building savings, or starting to invest. The act of making these adjustments builds confidence because it shows you have the power to shape your financial reality. Let's talk more about goals, as they are the compass that keeps you moving forward. Without specific goals, your financial efforts can feel aimless, like wandering without a map. Goals give your money purpose and make the process exciting rather than tedious. Start by dreaming a little. What do you want your life to look like in 5, 10, or 20 years? Maybe you want to own a home, start a business, or travel the world. Maybe you just want the peace of mind that comes with knowing you can handle an emergency without stress. Write down 3 to 5 goals and make them as specific as possible. For example, instead of save money, write save $10,000 for a down payment on a house by 2030. Then, break each goal into actionable steps. If you need $10,000 in 5 years, that's $2,000 a year, or about $167 a month. Suddenly, a big goal feels achievable, and each deposit into your savings account feels like a step toward your dream. This process builds confidence because it turns abstract desires into concrete plans. Now, let's address the emotional roller coaster that often accompanies financial learning. Money is deeply personal, and it's normal to feel a mix of hope, fear, and frustration as you navigate this terrain. If you've ever felt paralyzed by a bill you couldn't pay or anxious about checking your bank account, you're not alone. These emotions can make you avoid dealing with money altogether, but avoidance only deepens the sense of powerlessness. Instead, practice facing your finances head-on, even when it's uncomfortable. Start with small, low-stakes actions, like checking your account balance daily or reviewing one credit card statement. Over time, these actions become less daunting, and you'll start to associate looking at your finances with empowerment rather than dread. To make it easier, pair these tasks with something enjoyable. Listen to your favorite music while budgeting or treat yourself to a coffee after a money date. Rewiring your emotional response to money is a critical part of building confidence. Another key to financial confidence is understanding the power of time. Money grows exponentially when you give it time to work, thanks to the magic of compound interest. Let's break this down with a simple example. If you invest $1,000 at an average annual return of 7%, a reasonable estimate for a diversified stock market investment, it could grow to about $2,000 in 10 years, $4,000 in 20 years, and nearly $8,000 in 30 years, without adding another penny. This is why starting early, even with small amounts, is so powerful. If you're in your 20s or 30s, time is your greatest asset. But even if you're starting later, don't despair. Every year you invest gives your money a chance to grow. The key is to start now, no matter your age. Open a retirement account or a low-cost investment account and commit to contributing a small amount regularly. Seeing your balance grow, even slowly, reinforces the belief that you're building something meaningful for your future. Let's dive deeper into investing, as it's often the area where beginners feel the most intimidated. The stock market can seem like a casino, with its ups and downs and endless jargon. But you don't need to understand every detail to invest wisely. Focus on simplicity and safety. One of the best ways to start is with index funds or ETFs, which are baskets of stocks that track a broad market index, like the S&P 500. These funds are low cost, diversified, and less risky than betting on individual companies. For example, if you invest in an S&P 500 index fund, you're essentially betting on the overall growth of the U.S. economy, which has historically trended upward over time. Platforms like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab make it easy to open an account and start with small amounts. Set up automatic contributions, even if it's just $25 a month, and let the market do its work. The more you learn about investing, the more you'll realize it's not about picking the next big stock. It's about consistency and patience. This realization builds confidence because it demystifies a process that once seemed out of reach. While investing is important, don't neglect the role of earning in your financial journey. Increasing your income can accelerate your progress and give you more flexibility to save, invest, or pay off debt. If you're starting from zero, look for ways to boost your earning potential, even in small ways. Could you ask for a raise at work? Data shows that many people, especially women and minorities, hesitate to negotiate their salary, but a single conversation could add thousands to your income over time. Prepare by researching typical salaries for your role using sites like Glassdoor or Payscale, and practice your pitch. If a raise isn't possible, consider side hustles that align with your skills or interests. Freelancing, tutoring, or selling handmade goods online can bring in extra cash. Even $200 a month can make a big difference if directed toward your goals. Earning more builds confidence because it gives you more options and reduces the pressure on your budget. Another critical aspect of financial confidence is understanding taxes. Taxes can feel like a black hole, but a basic grasp of how they work empowers you to keep more of your money. Start by understanding your paycheck. Look at your pay stub to see what's being deducted: federal and state taxes, Social Security, Medicare, and possibly retirement contributions. If you're getting a large tax refund each year, it means you're overpaying taxes throughout the year. Consider adjusting your withholdings by updating your W-4 form with your employer to keep more money in your paycheck. You can also explore tax-advantaged accounts, like a health savings account, HSA, if you have a high-deductible health plan, or a flexible spending account, FSA, for medical or childcare expenses. These accounts let you pay for certain expenses with pre-tax dollars, reducing your taxable income. You don't need to be a tax expert, just learning enough to make small optimizations can save you hundreds or thousands annually. Boosting your confidence and your bottom line. Let's talk about the role of community in building financial confidence. Money is often a taboo topic, but surrounding yourself with supportive, like-minded people can make a huge difference. Seek out friends, family, or online communities who are also interested in improving their finances. Reddit's personal finance, for example, is a goldmine of advice and real-life stories from people at all stages of their financial journey. Joining a local financial education workshop or online course can also connect you with others who share your goals. Sharing your progress, asking questions, and learning from others' successes and mistakes normalizes the learning process and reminds you that you're not alone. If you're in a relationship, involve your partner in your financial journey. Open, honest conversations about money can strengthen your relationship and align your goals, whether it's saving for a shared dream or tackling debt together. Community provides accountability and encouragement, both of which fuel confidence. One area that often trips up beginners is the temptation to compare yourself to others. In an age of Instagram highlight reels and TikTok influencers flaunting wealth, it's easy to feel like you're behind. But financial confidence comes from focusing on your own path. Someone else's six-figure salary or fancy vacation doesn't diminish your progress. Instead of comparing, use others' success as inspiration. If a friend paid off their student loans, ask them how they did it. If a coworker bought a house, learn about their saving strategy. At the same time, protect your confidence by curating your environment. Unfollow social media accounts that make you feel inadequate, and seek out content that educates and motivates you. Over time, you'll care less about keeping up with others and more about achieving your own goals, which is a powerful shift in perspective. As you progress, you'll encounter moments of doubt or setbacks, a car repair that drains your savings, a market downturn that shrinks your investments, or a job loss that upends your plans. These moments test your confidence, but they also offer opportunities to grow. Adopt a problem-solving mindset. If an unexpected expense hits, revisit your budget to see where you can cut back temporarily. If the market dips, remind yourself that investing is a long-term game, and avoid the urge to sell in a panic. If you face a major setback like unemployment, lean on your emergency fund or start rebuilding it once you're back on your feet. Each challenge you navigate strengthens your belief in your ability to handle whatever comes next. Financial confidence isn't about avoiding problems, it's about knowing you can solve them. Let's explore the role of automation in building financial confidence. Life is busy, and manually managing every aspect of your finances can feel overwhelming. Automation takes the pressure off by making good habits effortless. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account the day after payday, so you're saving before you can spend. If you're investing, schedule regular contributions to your retirement or brokerage account. For bills, use AutoPay to ensure you never miss a payment, which protects your credit score and avoids late fees. Automation doesn't just save time, it builds confidence by creating a system that works without constant effort. You'll start to trust that your money is doing what it's supposed to, even when you're not actively managing it. Another way to boost confidence is to diversify your financial knowledge beyond the basics. Once you're comfortable with budgeting, saving, and investing, explore topics like estate planning, charitable giving, or passive income streams. For example, estate planning isn't just for the wealthy, it's about ensuring your wishes are followed if something happens to you. A simple will or designating beneficiaries on your accounts can provide peace of mind. Similarly, learning about passive income, like earning rental income or dividends from investments, can open new possibilities for financial growth. These topics might seem advanced, but you don't need to master them all at once. Pick one area to explore each year, and you'll gradually build a well-rounded understanding of personal finance. One often ignored aspect of financial confidence is aligning your spending with your values. Money is a tool, not an end in itself, and spending it in ways that reflect what matters to you can make the process feel deeply rewarding. Take a moment to reflect on what brings you joy or fulfillment. Maybe it's travel, supporting your family, or pursuing a hobby. Then, look at your budget and see if your spending matches those priorities. If you're spending $100 a month on things that don't matter to you, like impulse buys or unused subscriptions, redirect that money toward what does. For example, if experiences matter more than material things, cut back on gadgets to save for a trip. This alignment creates a sense of purpose and control, making you feel like your money is working for you, not against you. As you build financial confidence, you'll also want to protect yourself from financial predators. Scams, high-fee financial products, and bad advice can derail your progress. Learn to spot red flags, promises of quick riches, pressure to act immediately, or products with complex fine print. When considering a financial product, like a credit card or investment account, read the terms carefully and compare options. Look for low fees, transparent terms, and reputable providers. If you're unsure, seek a second opinion from a trusted source, like a fee-only financial advisor or a knowledgeable friend. Protecting your money builds confidence because it reinforces your ability to make smart, informed decisions. Over time, you'll notice that financial confidence spills over into other areas of your life. When you feel in control of your money, you're more likely to take risks in your career, pursue passions, or handle life's uncertainties with grace. This is because financial confidence isn't just about dollars and cents, it's about trusting yourself to make decisions that align with your goals and values. You'll start to see yourself as someone who can learn, adapt, and thrive, no matter the challenge. This shift in identity is one of the most powerful outcomes of the journey. To keep your momentum going, create a system for lifelong learning. The financial world evolves, tax laws change, new investment options emerge, and your own goals shift over time. Commit to staying curious. Read one financial book a year, follow a reputable personal finance blog, or take a free online course through platforms like Coursera or Khan Academy. You don't need to become an expert, but staying informed keeps your confidence strong. It also helps you spot opportunities, like new tax credits or investment strategies, that can enhance your financial plan. Finally, remember that financial confidence is deeply personal. What success looks like for you might not look like anyone else's version. For some, it's retiring early to a beach house. For others, it's paying off debt or funding their kids' education. Define what financial confidence means to you, and let that vision guide your actions. Celebrate every milestone, no matter how small, whether it's saving your first $1,000, paying off a credit card, or understanding a new financial concept. Each step proves you're capable, and that belief is the heart of financial confidence. As you continue this journey, you'll find that the process becomes less about money and more about the life you're building. Money is just a tool to support your dreams, values, and security. By starting where you are, learning as you go, and taking small, consistent steps, you'll transform from someone who knows nothing about finances to someone who feels empowered, capable, and in control. The path isn't always smooth, but every challenge you overcome and every lesson you learn builds a foundation that lasts a lifetime. So, take that next step today. Open a savings account, read a financial article, or write down a goal. You're not just building financial confidence, you're building a future you can believe in. Please subscribe to this channel and enable the notification bell so you'll be alerted whenever we upload a new audio. The pursuit of financial confidence is a transformative journey that empowers you to take control of your life, one decision at a time. When you start with no knowledge, the path ahead can seem overwhelming, but it's also brimming with opportunity. Every step you take, whether it's understanding your spending habits, setting a goal, or learning a new financial concept, builds not just your bank account but your belief in yourself. As we continue this exploration, we'll dive deeper into practical strategies, psychological shifts, and inspiring ideas to help you cultivate financial confidence that feels authentic and sustainable. From harnessing the power of habits to navigating life's financial milestones, this journey is about creating a relationship with money that supports your dreams and reduces your stress. Let's keep building on the foundation we've started, with fresh insights and actionable steps to carry you further. One of the most powerful ways to deepen your financial confidence is to embrace the concept of financial literacy as a lifelong adventure. Think of it like learning a new language. You don't become fluent overnight, but every word you learn makes you more capable of navigating the world. Financial literacy isn't about memorizing every term or mastering complex investment strategies. It's about developing a working knowledge of money that grows with you. Start by identifying one area to focus on each month. For example, January could be about understanding your credit score, February about exploring retirement accounts, and March about learning how taxes impact your income. Break it down into bite-sized pieces, and use free resources like library books, reputable websites like Investopedia, or YouTube channels from trusted financial educators. The more you learn, the less money feels like a mystery, and the more confident you'll feel making decisions. Let's talk about the role of habits in building financial confidence. Habits are the building blocks of success, and small, consistent actions can lead to big results. One habit to cultivate is the "pay yourself first" principle. This means prioritizing savings or investments before spending on anything else. For example, if you earn $3,000 a month, set up an automatic transfer of $300, 10%, to a savings or investment account the day after payday. This ensures you're building wealth before you're tempted to spend on non-essentials. Another habit is reviewing your finances weekly. Spend 10 minutes every Sunday checking your account balances, tracking your spending, and ensuring you're on track with your budget. These habits don't require advanced knowledge, but they create a sense of control and momentum. Over time, they become second nature, like brushing your teeth, and each repetition reinforces your confidence in your ability to manage money. Another captivating aspect of financial confidence is discovering the freedom that comes with financial independence. Financial independence doesn't necessarily mean retiring early or becoming a millionaire. It means having enough resources to make choices that align with your values, whether that's leaving a toxic job, starting a business, or taking a year to travel. To move toward this, focus on building multiple streams of income. Your primary job is a great start, but consider small side gigs that leverage your skills or passions. For example, if you're good at writing, try freelance blogging. If you love animals, pet sitting through platforms like Rover can bring in extra cash. Even $100 a month can make a difference if invested wisely. Diversifying your income reduces reliance on a single source, which boosts confidence by giving you a safety net and more control over your financial future. Let's explore the psychological side of money in more depth, as it's often the biggest hurdle for beginners. Many people carry money stories, beliefs about finances shaped by childhood, culture, or past experiences. Maybe you grew up hearing, "Money is the root of all evil," or saw your parents struggle with debt, leaving you with a sense of scarcity or fear. These stories can subconsciously drive your financial decisions, like avoiding investments because they feel risky or overspending to feel in control. To build confidence, reflect on your money story. Write down what you believe about money and where those beliefs come from. Then, challenge any that hold you back. For example, if you think, "I'll never be good with money," replace it with, "I'm learning to manage my money better every day." This mindset shift opens the door to new possibilities and helps you approach financial decisions with clarity rather than fear. One practical way to reinforce this positive mindset is to create a financial vision board. This might sound cheesy, but visualizing your goals can be incredibly motivating. Cut out images or words from magazines that represent your financial dreams, a cozy home, a dream vacation, a debt-free life, and pin them to a board or digital document. Place it somewhere you'll see daily, like your desk or phone wallpaper. Each time you look at it, you're reminded of why you're budgeting, saving, or investing. This emotional connection to your goals makes the daily grind of financial management feel purposeful. It's not just about numbers, it's about building a life you love. Seeing your vision board can also boost confidence during tough moments, like when you're tempted to overspend or discouraged by a setback. Now, let's dive into the world of credit and debt with a fresh perspective. If you're starting from nothing, debt can feel like a ball and chain, but it's also an opportunity to learn and grow. Beyond the snowball and avalanche methods mentioned earlier, consider the emotional weight of debt. Paying off even a small balance can feel like a massive win, so don't underestimate the power of quick victories. For example, if you have a $500 credit card balance, focus on clearing it while making minimum payments on other debts. Once it's paid off, celebrate, maybe with a small treat like a nice dinner at home. This positive reinforcement builds confidence and keeps you motivated. If your debt feels overwhelming, explore options like debt consolidation or negotiating with creditors for lower interest rates. Many creditors are willing to work with you if you communicate proactively. Taking action, even small steps, shifts you from feeling like a victim of debt to someone who's actively tackling it. Credit, on the other hand, is a tool that, when used wisely, can open doors. If you're new to credit, start with a single credit card with a low limit, say, $500, and use it for small purchases you can pay off immediately, like groceries. Pay the balance in full each month to avoid interest and build a strong payment history, which is the biggest factor in your credit score. If you don't qualify for a traditional card, a secured credit card is a great alternative. You deposit a small amount, like $200, which becomes your credit limit, and use it the same way. Over time, your credit score will improve, giving you access to better financial products, like lower interest loans or rewards cards. Understanding how to use credit strategically builds confidence because it turns a potentially scary tool into an ally. Let's shift gears to talk about the role of frugality, not as deprivation, but as a creative challenge to get more value from your money. Frugality doesn't mean living like a monk, it means being intentional about your spending. For example, instead of cutting out all dining out, challenge yourself to find restaurants with great happy hour deals or cook a fancy meal at home with friends. If you love fashion, try thrifting or swapping clothes with friends instead of buying new. These choices save money without sacrificing joy. Frugality also sparks creativity. Maybe you learn to make your own coffee shop-worthy latte or repurpose furniture instead of buying new. Each frugal win builds confidence because it proves you can live well without overspending, giving you more resources to put toward your goals. Another exciting way to build financial confidence is to explore the concept of financial minimalism. This is about simplifying your financial life to focus on what truly matters. Start by decluttering your financial accounts. Do you have multiple bank accounts or credit cards you rarely use? Consolidate them to streamline your tracking. Cancel subscriptions or services that don't add value. Think unused gym memberships or streaming services you rarely watch. Simplifying your finances reduces mental clutter, making it easier to stay on top of your money. It also frees up time and energy to focus on learning and growing. For example, instead of juggling 5 credit cards, focus on using one responsibly and investing the time you save into learning about index funds. This minimalist approach builds confidence by making money management feel less overwhelming and more intentional. As you progress, you'll want to start thinking about protecting your growing wealth. Insurance is a key part of this, but it's not just about renters or health insurance. Consider umbrella policies if you own significant assets, or disability insurance if your income depends on your ability to work. These might seem like advanced steps, but they're worth researching as your financial picture evolves. Another way to protect your wealth is to diversify your investments. Instead of putting all your money in one stock or even one type of asset, spread it across stocks, bonds, and perhaps real estate funds. Diversification reduces risk, so a downturn in one area doesn't wipe out your progress. Knowing your wealth is protected gives you confidence to take calculated risks, like investing more or pursuing a new career path. Let's talk about the role of generosity in financial confidence. It might seem counterintuitive when you're just starting out, but giving, whether it's time, money, or resources, can transform your relationship with money. Generosity doesn't have to mean large donations. It could be treating a friend to coffee, donating $10 to a cause you care about, or volunteering your skills. Giving shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, reminding you that you have enough to share, even if it's small. It also connects you to your values, making money feel like a tool for good rather than a source of stress. For example, if you care about animal welfare, setting aside $5 a month for a local shelter can feel incredibly rewarding. This sense of purpose boosts confidence by aligning your financial choices with who you are. As you build financial confidence, you'll likely face major life transitions, marriage, kids, career changes, or moving to a new city. Each of these comes with financial implications, but they're also opportunities to apply what you've learned. For example, if you're getting married, have open conversations with your partner about money goals, debts, and spending habits. Create a joint budget that respects both of your priorities. If you're starting a family, research tax-advantaged accounts like 529 plans for college savings. If you're changing careers, use your emergency fund to bridge any income gaps while you transition. Navigating these milestones with intention builds confidence because it proves you can handle complex financial situations with the skills you've developed. One often overlooked strategy for building confidence is tracking your net worth. Your net worth is your assets like savings, investments, and property minus your liabilities like debt. Calculate it once a quarter by adding up everything you own and subtracting everything you owe. At first, your net worth might be negative, especially if you have student loans or credit card debt. That's okay, tracking it over time shows your progress. For example, paying off a $1,000 credit card increases your net worth by $1,000, even if your bank account doesn't change. Watching your net worth grow, even slowly, is incredibly motivating. It's a tangible measure of your financial health and a reminder that you're moving in the right direction. Let's explore the idea of financial experimentation to keep your journey engaging. Treat your financial decisions like experiments, not permanent commitments. For example, try a no-spend challenge for a month, where you only buy essentials. See how much you save and how it feels. Or experiment with a new side hustle for 3 months to test its potential. If it doesn't work out, you've learned something valuable without long-term consequences. This approach reduces the fear of failure and encourages you to try new strategies, whether it's investing in a new asset class or negotiating a bill. Each experiment builds confidence by showing you that you can adapt and learn from any outcome. Technology continues to be a game changer for financial confidence. Beyond budgeting apps, explore tools like YNAB. You need a budget for detailed planning or Wealthfront for automated investing. Many banks now offer free financial dashboards that analyze your spending patterns and suggest savings goals. If you're curious about cryptocurrency or alternative investments, start small and use reputable platforms like Coinbase or Gemini, but only after researching thoroughly. Technology can also help you stay accountable. Set reminders on your phone for money dates or use apps like Mint to send alerts if you overspend in a category. These tools make financial management feel like a game you can win, boosting your confidence with every successful move. As you grow more confident, you might start dreaming bigger, maybe buying a home, starting a business, or retiring early. These goals require planning, but they're within reach if you break them down. For example, if you want to buy a home, research the housing market in your area and estimate how much you'll need for a down payment, typically 5–20% of the home's price. Then, create a dedicated savings plan, perhaps using a high-yield savings account to earn more interest. If entrepreneurship is your goal, start by validating your idea on a small scale. like selling a product online, before quitting your job. For early retirement, calculate your FI number, financial independence number, which is typically 25 times your annual expenses. These big goals can feel daunting, but breaking them into steps makes them achievable and builds confidence as you check off milestones. Finally, let's talk about the legacy of financial confidence. As you grow more comfortable with money, you have the opportunity to pass on what you've learned. Teach your kids about budgeting by giving them an allowance and guiding their spending choices. Share tips with friends or family who are struggling. If you're in a position to give back, consider mentoring someone through a financial literacy program or donating to organizations that promote financial education. Sharing your knowledge not only helps others but reinforces your own confidence. It's a reminder of how far you've come, from knowing nothing to becoming a resource for others. The journey to financial confidence is about progress, not perfection. Every small action, saving $10, paying off a bill, learning a new term, builds your skills and self-belief. You don't need to know everything to start, and you don't need a perfect plan to succeed. What matters is showing up, staying curious, and trusting that you're capable of learning. Over time, you'll transform from someone who feels lost in the world of money to someone who navigates it with ease and excitement. Your financial confidence will not only secure your future but also empower you to live a life aligned with your deepest values and dreams. So, take the next step today, open that savings account, read that article, or set that goal. The path is yours to shape, and every step forward is a victory. The path to financial confidence is a deeply personal and rewarding journey, one that transforms not just your bank account but your entire outlook on life. Starting from a place of knowing nothing about money can feel like standing at the base of a mountain, but with each step, you gain clarity, control, and a sense of possibility. As we continue this exploration, we'll uncover more strategies, mindset shifts, and inspiring ideas to help you build a financial foundation that feels unshakable. From leveraging the power of community to mastering the art of negotiation, these next steps will deepen your confidence and make the process engaging, meaningful, and even fun. Let's dive into new ways to grow your financial savvy and keep the momentum going, culminating in a vision of what financial confidence can mean for your future. One of the most exciting ways to build financial confidence is to embrace the idea of money as a tool for creativity. Too often, money is seen as a source of stress or limitation, but when you shift your perspective, it becomes a canvas for designing the life you want. Think of your budget as a creative project, where every dollar is a brushstroke. For example, if you love travel, you might decide to cut back on daily takeout to fund a trip abroad. If you're passionate about learning, redirect money from impulse buys to online courses or books. This creative approach makes financial management feel like an art form rather than a chore. Try experimenting with a values-based budget, where you list your top 3 priorities, say, family, adventure, and personal growth, and allocate your money to reflect those. Seeing your spending align with what matters most to you builds confidence because it proves you're in charge of your financial story. Another powerful way to boost your confidence is to master the art of negotiation. Negotiation isn't just for business deals, it's a skill that can save you thousands in everyday life. Start small. Call your internet or phone provider and ask for a better rate. Research competitor offers beforehand, and politely explain that you're considering switching unless they can match a lower price. You'd be surprised how often companies offer discounts to keep customers. You can also negotiate when shopping for big-ticket items like cars or furniture. Never accept the sticker price without asking for a deal. Even a 10% discount on a $1,000 purchase saves you $100. Negotiation builds confidence because it shifts you from feeling like a passive consumer to an active participant in your financial decisions. It also teaches you that you have more power than you think, whether you're asking for a raise at work or haggling at a flea market. Let's explore the concept of financial resilience, which is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. Life is unpredictable. Job losses, medical emergencies, or unexpected repairs can throw even the best plans off track. Building resilience starts with preparation. Beyond your emergency fund, consider creating mini funds for specific scenarios, like a car repair fund or a pet emergency fund. Even $200 set aside for these purposes can prevent you from dipping into your main savings. Resilience also comes from adaptability. If you face a financial setback, like a lower than expected paycheck, revisit your budget and identify temporary cuts, like reducing entertainment spending for a month. These proactive steps build confidence because they prove you can handle challenges without losing sight of your goals. Over time, you'll start to see setbacks not as failures but as puzzles to solve. One captivating aspect of financial confidence is learning to leverage opportunities that others overlook. For example, many people miss out on free money available through employer benefits or government programs. If your job offers a 401k match, contribute at least enough to get the full match. It's essentially a 100% return on your money. If you're self-employed, explore tax deductions for business expenses, like a home office or professional development. Low-income earners might qualify for credits like the Earned Income Tax Credit (EITC), which can put thousands back in your pocket. Researching these opportunities takes a little effort, but the payoff is worth it. For instance, contributing $3,000 to a 401k with a 50% employer match adds $1,500 to your retirement savings instantly. Seizing these opportunities builds confidence because it shows you're savvy enough to make the system work for you. Let's talk about the role of patience in building financial confidence. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, managing money requires a long-term perspective. Wealth building is slow, especially when you're starting from scratch, but that slowness is part of its power. For example, investing $100 a month at a 7% annual return could grow to over $80,000 in 30 years, thanks to compound interest. The key is to focus on the process, not the outcome. Celebrate the act of investing each month, not just the balance in your account. This mindset helps you stay motivated during market dips or when progress feels glacial. Patience also applies to debt repayment. Paying off a $10,000 loan might take years, but each payment reduces your burden and increases your freedom. Embracing patience builds confidence because it teaches you to trust the process and your ability to stick with it. Another way to deepen your financial confidence is to explore the concept of money scripts, a term coined by financial psychologists to describe subconscious beliefs that shape your financial behavior. For example, if you believe, "I don't deserve to be wealthy," you might self-sabotage by overspending or avoiding investments. To uncover your money scripts, journal about your earliest money memories, maybe how your parents handled finances or a time you felt stressed about money. Then, ask yourself how those experiences influence your decisions today. If you find limiting beliefs, reframe them. For instance, replace "investing is too risky" with "I can learn to invest wisely to grow my wealth." Rewriting your money scripts builds confidence by aligning your mindset with your goals, making it easier to take action without fear holding you back. Let's dive into the social aspect of money, as your relationships can profoundly impact your financial confidence. Surround yourself with people who support your goals and inspire you to grow. This doesn't mean cutting ties with friends who spend differently, but rather seeking out those who share your interest in financial growth. Join online communities like the Financial Independence, Retire Early, FIRE movement on Reddit or local meetups focused on personal finance. These spaces offer a wealth of knowledge and encouragement, from tips on saving to stories of overcoming debt. If you're in a romantic relationship, make money a collaborative topic. Schedule regular money dates with your partner to discuss goals, budgets, and dreams. For example, you might decide to save for a shared goal, like a home down payment, while respecting each other's individual priorities. A supportive financial community builds confidence by reminding you that you're not alone and that others have succeeded starting from where you are. One often overlooked strategy for building confidence is to gamify your financial journey. Turn money management into a challenge to keep yourself engaged. For example, try a no-spend week, where you avoid all non-essential purchases and track how much you save. Or set a goal to increase your savings rate by 1% each month, like going from 5% to 6% of your income. You could also challenge yourself to learn one new financial term a week, like dividend yield or asset allocation, and apply it to your strategy. These games make the process fun and rewarding, turning abstract concepts into tangible wins. Each time you win a challenge, like sticking to a no-spend week, you reinforce your belief in your ability to control your finances. Let's explore the idea of financial storytelling as a way to boost confidence. Everyone loves a good story, and your financial journey is no exception. Start documenting your progress, whether in a journal, a blog, or even a private note on your phone. Write about where you started, maybe with $5,000 in credit card debt or no savings, and track your milestones, like paying off a loan or opening an investment account. Reflect on how these achievements make you feel and what you've learned. Over time, your story becomes a powerful reminder of your growth. For example, looking back at a journal entry from when you didn't know what a Roth IRA was to now contributing to one regularly can be incredibly motivating. Sharing your story anonymously, if you prefer, with others, like in an online forum, can also inspire and build community, further boosting your confidence. As you grow more financially confident, you'll want to start preparing for major life goals that require significant planning, like buying a home or starting a family. These goals can feel intimidating, but they're opportunities to apply your skills. For homeownership, research the process early, learn about mortgages, down payments, and closing costs. For example, a 5% down payment on a $300,000 home is $15,000, which you could save over 3 years by setting aside $417 a month. For family planning, explore costs like childcare or education savings plans. A 529 plan, for instance, lets you save for college with tax advantages. Breaking these goals into manageable steps makes them less daunting and builds confidence as you see yourself making progress toward big dreams. Another captivating way to build confidence is to embrace the concept of financial freedom increments. Instead of aiming for complete financial independence, focus on smaller milestones that give you more freedom over time. For example, paying off a high-interest credit card gives you freedom from monthly payments. Building a $5,000 emergency fund gives you freedom to handle unexpected expenses without stress. Achieving these increments feels like unlocking levels in a game, each one giving you more control and flexibility. Celebrate each milestone, whether it's with a small treat or simply acknowledging your progress. These increments build confidence by showing you that financial freedom isn't an all-or-nothing goal, it's a series of achievable steps. Let's talk about the role of mindfulness in financial confidence. Money decisions are often emotional, and practicing mindfulness can help you make choices that align with your goals. Before making a purchase, pause and ask yourself, does this support my priorities? This simple question can prevent impulse buys and keep your budget on track. Mindfulness also helps you stay present during financial setbacks. Instead of spiraling into worry about a market dip or an unexpected bill, focus on what you can control, your next action. For example, if your car breaks down, take a deep breath, assess your emergency fund, and create a plan to cover the cost. This calm, intentional approach builds confidence by reinforcing your ability to handle challenges without panic. As you advance, consider exploring alternative investments to diversify your portfolio and keep learning. Beyond stocks and bonds, options like real estate crowdfunding or peer-to-peer lending can offer new opportunities, though they come with risks. For example, platforms like Fundrise allow you to invest in real estate with as little as $10, giving you exposure to an asset class once reserved for the wealthy. Before diving in, research thoroughly and start small. Never invest money you can't afford to lose. Exploring these options builds confidence because it expands your financial horizons and shows you that you're capable of understanding complex concepts over time. One final strategy is to cultivate a sense of gratitude for your financial journey. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, which is incredibly empowering. Each month, write down 3 financial things you're grateful for, maybe a steady paycheck, a debt payment you made, or a new skill you learned. This practice rewires your brain to see money as a source of opportunity rather than stress. For example, being grateful for a $500 emergency fund, even if it's small, reminds you that you're building a safety net. Gratitude builds confidence by grounding you in your progress and keeping you motivated for the road ahead. Building financial confidence when you know nothing is a journey of transformation, one that takes you from uncertainty to empowerment through small, intentional steps. It's not about becoming a financial expert overnight or amassing wealth quickly. It's about learning, growing, and trusting yourself to make smart choices. From creating a simple budget to mastering the art of negotiation, embracing patience, and rewriting your money story, each action builds a foundation that supports your dreams. Along the way, you'll face setbacks, but they'll teach you resilience and problem solving. You'll discover the joy of aligning your money with your values, the thrill of hitting milestones, and the peace of knowing you're prepared for life's uncertainties. Financial confidence is more than numbers, it's the belief that you can shape your future, no matter where you start. So, take that next step today. Open an account, read a book, or set a goal. Your journey is yours to write, and every page you turn builds a life of possibility, security, and freedom. Did you like this audio? Please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated whenever we post a new one. See you in the next one.